Vincent.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Go.
Let's go.
The deadline in this sector for voluntary presentation at the experimental center is 6 o'clock.
You're supposed to be an artist. Use your imagination.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm all out.
What's happening, everybody? Shelton J. Think about a radio straight from the streets with my heavy hitters in the building once again. Brandon Whitting, Vincent Booker, and you know we gonna do what we do on this Tuesday evening. Thank everybody for tuning in. Straight from the streets, baby. Mr. Brandon, Mr. Vincent, what's happening this evening, brothers?
Man. Good, man. Yes, sir,
All
man.
good. Bless, bro. Bless.
Bless
Hey,
God,
hey,
Vince. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody's having a good week so far. You know, I know we just got into the week and everything, but has it been good so far?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Bless, man. Like I say, it's always a blessing. Been studying hard, learning,
Like
I'm gonna put it out. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's another day, man. New fans, welcome. Old fans, you know what's going down. You know what's going down tonight. We were on the 3-part series that we were doing on marriage, right? The good, the bad, the ugly. We did the ugly first, and if you guys missed that show, be sure to go to the episodes and go find it and tune in and check that episode out. You can catch up to where we at on everything, right? And so we were going to do the bad last week, but Vincent had some city council things to take care of. Big ups to you and what you're doing out there too, my brother, right? All right. But then now we're gonna tackle the bad tonight, right? We're gonna tackle the bad. We did the ugly. Now we're tackling the bad. Now, some people may say ugly may be the same as bad. It all depends. Depends on your perspective and your particular view, right? So we're going to talk about the bad side of it. Again, marriage, the good, the bad, the ugly, right? So since Mr. Booker was out last week and, had some things to do or whatever, and I know he was chomping at the bit to get in and get in this particular conversation, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Booker, because you always kick the door wide open on this thing, man.
Man, it's good, man, to be back on the show, man. First of all, to all the fans, people, man, this is a good thing. I look forward to it every Tuesday. But, man, when we're dealing with bad parts of marriages or relationships or whatnot, it's kind of like that's for each couple. They got to try to figure out a way to work through it, and because a lot of it ties back to what we talked about, doing the ugly, man. That when we using these ceremonies. We taking these oaths, to become one, we have to be sure that's what we're doing. And like I say, there's no type of system that can unite hearts like that. It's only the Creator can do that. So we have to, be very mindful of why we're doing it in the first place. And if we're mindful of why we're doing it in the first place, man, you're going to have your ups and downs in your marriages or relationships. People are going to have their ups and downs. But it's how you deal with them, It's how you deal with them. I would say one thing, though. I'm pretty sure we've all have seen this to where you can be in arguments or whatnot, and you start on one situation and you end up talking about something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not going to ever resolve nothing like that. You got to deal with what you're dealing with right then, not what happened a week ago. You know what I mean? And I would say if we can get away from that, a lot of it can be dealt with. A lot of it can be understood because at the end of the day, like we said on the first, during the first segment, if you look at when people, for those that's married, when they to death do you part, there's really no escaping from that situation, right? There's no escaping from it. If it's good and bad, sickness through health and death do you part, you really can't escape that situation. So you have to try to create that atmosphere, man, where y'all both can thrive and, set some goals. You got to have some goals working toward the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Working toward the same thing. Right? While working toward the same thing, be able to disagree or agree to disagree, and keep it moving. Sometimes we all get stuck in that situation, too.
You're right.
Right.
Very great way to open that up, my brother. And I know Mr. Brandon White ain't got a nice rebuttal or something to say or something to add to this particular gumbo, if you will. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Already, bro, man. Appreciate, you know what I'm saying? Well, my bro, both of y'all opening the door anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
Y'all know how we do this, man. We love these type of topics. You know what I mean? It's going to be controversial. We're not trying to step on nobody's toes to the point where we're trying to beat anybody down, first and foremost. But we got to talk about these things in order for us to heal. If we can't put the topic on the table, we won't get nowhere anywhere. Anyway, but I want to say communication, bro.
Right.
We got to consider, you know, each other's background, because a lot of times, you know, we come up different. And sometimes it causes a lot of confusion, you know, because we seen our parents do it a certain way. If our parents was in our lives, you know, so a lot of times that causes conflict. But there's nothing wrong with conflict. It's just, you know, as you said before, Sheldon, on the other show about resolution, we haven't been taught how to solve anything. And then, you know, it keeps coming back up. You know, if we don't never get to, you know, the root of it and why we feel this way, why we think this way. And I was reading this book today, bro, and it was talking about fighting fair. You know, don't hit below the belt. Once you understand something is going to affect your mate, you know, because everybody got a spot that they, you know, they don't want you to go there. You know what I mean? It's a touchy spot. So fight fair is what I want to say. And then, you know, ain't nothing wrong with apologizing, bro. When you mess up, you say something, you know, don't be condescending and be like, well, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. You know, I didn't know you were so sensitive. So that's really not apologizing. You know what I mean? It's insult to injury. You feel me? But we do that. You know, we do this, man, and it only makes stuff worse, bro. So I just want to start it off like that.
It's good.
I like that, man. You guys are really open up with some great, some great information and some great topics, man. Hitting it. I think, man, when it gets bad, right? When you just drive, and the closer you get to the house, right, the worse you feel, right? It gets bad when just the conversation, just the sight of that person just gets on your last nerve. But then you got to ask yourself, okay, when it's bad, how long do you stay? Right? How long do you stay? Because, again, we're talking about a marriage, right? At what point in time, I love you. I can't do without you. I can't do without you, right? I love you, you know, so we're going to be together forever. Now I can't stand you. I don't want to be around you. I don't like this. I don't like that. So what changed? And so how long has it been that way? But then can you get back to good? Or is it just really that bad to where just, you know what, this is unfixable, right? So how much bad do you take, and how long do you take it?
I say you got to keep it spicy, man. You got to keep it spicy. You know what I mean? You still have to live, and you still have to be able to allow that space for that individual to be an individual too. You know, because we all do have our own dreams and our own aspirations that we all want for ourselves. But you have to figure out a way where y'all can do that together, and both of y'all get what y'all want. You know, and like Brandon was saying in during that other segment, man, it's like you got to learn to cover each other's faults, you know, instead of shaming them, cover them, you know, because at the end of the day, the spouse is going to be more than just, he or she is going to have to play every role, you know, and you got to allow that space. We have to allow that space. And us, especially us African American men, man, we've been stripped of so much, man, and some of these sisters been stripped too. Well, you know, it's cloudy. It's cloudy. And the financial parts of the marriage or relationship, man, those be some of the biggest problems, because when you're in an impoverished situation, man, you full of stress. You know what I mean? And this is why they collide. People collide like that. Money it can be the root of all evil, depending on what you're doing with it. And that's going to boil down to, you know, your morals, your etiquette, your behavior, people you socialize with. You know, all these things are factors, man, in relationships and in marriages. And I think, you know, if we pay attention to all of it and try to be balanced, man, a lot of it will work itself. It'll work itself out.
I say this sometimes, man. We are often the creator of our own chaos. You know, if we see drama and we think drama, then it's going to be drama, right? If we think positive, and I know sometimes that sounds simple. I know listeners, y'all probably like, oh, there you go with that old positive stuff again. I'm just simply saying it works. it works. It works
Right.
because as I would say, as a man thinking, so is he. So if you see bad in that situation, okay, then if it's so bad, then you have to make a conscientious decision for yourself,
Right,
for
right.
your children, for whatever, to say, you know what, I can't do bad anymore. I want to do
Right.
good. I want to remember what good feel like. And sometimes the harsh reality is that you have to be able to do good sometimes without that person that you did do good with before. But now it is so bad, it is so ugly that you cannot coexist with one another again. And I know sometimes people say, you know, we stay together for the kids and we have this and we have that. Only thing you're doing is showing those kids real talk is how to fake it till you make it. You know,
Right.
you not really showing mom, dad. If dad is angry and we talking about bad tonight, right? So if
Right.
it's bad and if it's ugly, then how much positivity is coming into that household? How many positive conversations? All you probably getting is don't be like your mama, or don't be like your dad, or don't be like this. You
Right.
hear pretty much these kids are part of your situation. So
Right.
So anyway,
Right,
man, go
right.
ahead, my brother.
But
No,
yeah,
that's weird.
and that's right, bro. I agree. And like, going back to what Vincent said, keeping it spicy. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, you start getting in the habit, working, coming home, and, the sex life change too sometimes. And, we ain't doing what Mr. attracted us at times, you know what I mean? And we got to take that time out for us. But I also say one of the main tools we always, a lot of us neglect to use is prayer, the power of prayer. Because, when you praying, bro, together, and then it's not about, we don't need each other. We can live without each other, but ask yourself that question: do I want to live without this person? You know what I mean?
Question.
So, and then I want to say sacrifice. Sometimes sacrificing. You might not like what he like to go do. You know what I mean? But go do it just because he's sacrificing. Just like and guys too. You might not want to watch Ellen or whatever. All these romantic movies or whatever. But sacrifice that because that's your mate and that's your spouse. And see, that's the true growth. And, then you'll be able to challenge yourself and change and grow together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
True.
I agree too, bro.
Solid point, my
Yeah.
brother. Solid point.
Yeah. And to go with Brandon said, you'll get a chance to know each other a lot more. Because at the end of the day, think about it, ain't that the objective? That's what you want. If that's what you're doing, you want
Think about
that. So that if anything come up, you can put your finger on it and be like, nah, but if you don't give yourself a chance to know it, you can't. If something happens, you got to sit back and let others do it. And you got to sit back and wonder, like, what's going on? But if you get involved, like what Brandon said, make those sacrifices. Do the things that you wouldn't normally do. Only thing you're going to do is go to normal. So, like I said, if anything happens, you can pretty much rest assured that like, nah, this right here ain't happening. You know better. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that'll take you a long way.
Oh, it definitely will, man. I mean, we talking about communication. We talking about balance. We talking about, understanding one another, having empathy of the other's feelings and stuff. So these are some of the remedies. So we ain't even got to the solution part yet, but we've already hitting on some of the problems and just some of the, and because you listed some of the problems, the solutions are just having that. Right? It's funny that we in such a social media communication is everywhere age, right? Where, social media, you got, we got motivational speakers, we got counselors, we got educators, we got all kind of stuff, man. Movie stars. I mean, we just make you all these things on social media, and everyone has a platform to put out their particular message, right? But we say that a lot of people are not talking. They're not communicating. That's missing. I talked to a young man last night on the show, 20-year-old young man, communicating. He's saying that that's what a lot of parents are not doing with their kids, and that's why they're out, doing negative things because they don't have the communication. So we got all this social media. Why aren't we social? Is that just a play on words? Is that just something you say? Because what's understood, it got to be explained, right? So you should be able to have a conversation and be so connected where you know what's going on, so you can see bad and kind of like get bad out the way, right? before it even happened, because the communication is there. Because this is someone, you said again, I cannot live the rest of my life without you. I want to be around you the rest of my life till the death do me part. I want to be with you. It's me and you,
Right.
you know, and now all of a sudden I can't stand you. What happened?
That's it.
And we got to fix that. And you got to fix if it's fixable. If it's fixable.